We got it. We're back. Another beer review. The other one from Tatamagouche Brewing that I got in the recent beer purchase I did for them, or from them online. We are going to get into it. It is the Dreadnot India Black Ale or Black IPA or Cascadian Ale, if you want to say that. Cascadian Dark Ale, whatever term you want to use. We're going to share the website here quickly. Go there. So here we go. We got it. The Dreadnot, 7% ABV. It's named after a schooner built in Tatamagouche in 1877. Debittered black malt in it. And the hops, Eldorado, Chinook, and Centennial. So we're looking dank. Generally, those are kind of the hops you're going to find in a black IPA anyway. Just to like really balance out with the darker malt and the taste profile that tends to imbue in a beer. Rejoining our fleet after a multi-year hiatus. So this is something they did before, and they brought it back. And this is to celebrate their at least to help celebrate their 10th year of pure Tatamagouche water malt, hops, yeast. So there you go. And now we got Lady Lee in here accusing me of things again. Geez, what took you so long? I was about to be responsible and do my work. Again, not my fault. I'm not that interesting. I'm not that great to look at. You could turn this off at any time. It is totally on you and your bad taste. So I'll just leave it there. Let's pour this bitch and see what we'll try to get through this a little bit faster than we usually do. Just, so Lady Lee isn't so distracted all night, and she can actually do her homework. All right. So look at there, that. The sort of appearance you would expect, inky black, just obsidian darkness. Like, that looks even more black than what you usually would get out of most stouts these days. And Lee says, no, I demand the distractions. Well, okay. And then I will distract you in only the way I can, apparently. Like the Minecraft blocks, I guess. Obsidian can be used as a descriptor for color or lack thereof, as black is not really a color. It's a lack of color, but I digress. Most people don't really use the term black or color in that sort of way anymore. But yeah, so it's exactly what you expect. So you got the dark malts. So looks like a stout, but it's going to have IPA-ness when you actually drink into it because the hops are going to. Or Minecraft blocks. Yes, or Minecraft blocks. Yes. But, and like I said, it's got like Chinook and Centennial and stuff like that in this. So expected to be West Coasty and dank. Generally, that's what you'll get with these. Definitely not your fruity East Coast kind of stuff. Oh, yeah. Seems to be a little bit of a grapefruity component there, but it's really got that big kind of like dank pine note coming up, and then there's just the dark malt in behind, kind of a caramelly dark malt kind of thing, a little bit of roastiness. Smells like every good black IPA I've ever had, and kind of a style I've warmed up to. I used to cite this as one of my least favorite styles. I feel like enough breweries now kind of have gotten how to make these and balance them well and just make them really enjoyable that I'm I'm finding I'm not turned off by them anymore. Yeah, so good job, breweries. Let's go to the taste. Cheers. Ooh, it's got a bite to it. Mm. So you see, that's unique with the black IPA. There's a citrusy component there that I can't quite pin down, mixed with like the dark malt, the chocolate, the roastiness, um, and then just that big, bold ass uh, dankness from the hops. That big sort of pine, sprucey kind of note. At least it's just bited back. Well, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. This is it's not a PG show, but you know. There is this unique little that I usually don't get from this style beer. There's this nice, like citric, sweet, almost melon, grapefruit kind of thing mixed in there, right in the middle of it, that stands out and balances with all the darkness, all the dankness. Um, Somehow it works, and I don't know how it works, but it does. Now I'm getting a lot of that coming out in the finish too, like it's melding with the more pininess. There's a pronounced little grapefruit thing going on there, and then there's just more of that citrus in the back of my mouth. Mm, this is unique. Body wise, it's like upper light bodied. The roastiness is that's the thing. Like they said, they debittered the malt a little bit, like the roastiness that will come out of the malt. Um, and it is really well balanced. Like that's the thing. Like I think that's the thing. I think that's why that citrus is coming out and working so well. And Western Canadian reviewer here saying, well, first he said "ooh dank," and then he said, "So a good transition from malt to pine." Yeah, whatever they did here, it showcases all the different pieces of the beer and balances them. So, like sometimes, like these black IPAs, they'll either be like way too hoppy, or the malt will be way too roasty, and there'll be this like big balance issue that makes it not necessarily undrinkable or a bad beer, but it's like it's a noticeable thing where it's like, it's not as good as it could be. Um, but here it's very, very well balanced. You're getting every part of the beer. It has its place, and then it melds in the end. And it's not like a big super finish or anything like that. It's a nice lingering bitterness with that little undertone of that citrus note that came up, mixing with the pine and the roastiness and all that. And it's just really pleasant and really nice. And it's a good beer with a good bite to it still. It's not a black IPA that's had like its balls nipped off or anything like that. It still has a good bite. It's a beer you notice. 7% ABV. You don't really get that. I would say. If anything, the alcohol is just kind of boosting the flavor here more than anything else. And this is really good. Again, I shouldn't be surprised. Tatamagouche fucking kills it with their beer. Really good company to order from too. They're they give you free shipping in the Maritimes over like $90 or something like that, and anything over like $100 and some dollars nationwide, they give you free shipping. They're pretty expedient with their shipping, depending on what option you pick. You know, if you pick the expedited parcel or whatever, They're pretty good with their shipping, and they put their stuff in a pretty good, like, tight little box. So, you have to buy like multiples of 12, right? You get like 12 or 24 or 48 or whatever. But they pack their boxes and stuff really well, and their beer is just fucking quality. Like, there's maybe been like one beer of theirs that I haven't been super fucking crazy about, but everything else has just been good across the board for them. And they're kind of a very modern brewery in a way that kind of like dips back into traditional styles and puts a little bit of their spin on it, or they just do a really good interpretation of a more traditional style that you don't see done necessarily by other breweries all the time. And here they've just killed it with a fucking black IPA. Of course they did. Tatamagouche, they do it. They fucking, like I said in the last video, probably one, if not the best brewery in the Maritimes, top 5 for sure. For me anyway. They're just so good. And they're very unpretentious and they're not like, it's not like they have super secret release parties and they have a bunch of people buying fucking tickets and lining up and, some obscure barn somewhere and like buttfuck nowhere, Nova Scotia or anything like that. No, they're right in there in Tatamagouche and they just do their thing. And they got a bunch of like easy to find beers in the NSLC that are all really good. And then they have their stuff that you can, get at their fucking brewery /store or whatever, or you can just order online. And they're constantly rotating in through new stuff and old stuff and that they've done before. And I just really love that brewery. I think for me personally, they're my favorite at this point in Nova Scotia. It might be a close, I was going to say maybe a close call between them and like Church Brewing. I think Church Brewing just doesn't make the cut because, and I love them, but they don't make the cut just because they don't do enough stuff. They make a couple of really great beers, whereas Tatamagouche just keeps great beer after great beer. So, black IPA style wise, I'm gonna go 9.5 on this. This is one of the best I've ever had, and it's got like such a good balancing to everything that it puts it a little bit above the best examples of this I've had. And my own personal preference, and this is going to surprise me even that I'm thinking about it. I didn't think I'd ever, I can't recall any time I've ever given a black IPA like really super high marks. Yeah, I'm going to go double 9.5s. I like this a lot. I kind of wish I had ordered more of them. I ordered 6. I should have ordered 12. This is really good. Good to know about the shipping. Yeah, pretty sure you can get them, Dan. If you're interested, you got to get like 12 or 24 or whatever. But I mean, they've got such a wide selection of shit too. You could do like a 24 pack, and you could get you could buy like 2 of pretty much everything they've got available right now. I'd say. Well, maybe not quite that, but where were we? Let's just take a look again and beer. And I'm just going to do a real quick share screen. So like must be multiples of 12 cans or multiples of 6 bottles. They do have some bottled stuff. So, and the price you see here is the price you pay. They've already got their taxes and deposits all included in on that, so you're not getting any doubt there. So, they got a non-alcoholic option here, Dan. I know you're an enjoyer of the non-alcoholic beers as well, and they got 12 or 24 packs of that as well that you can just flat out get. They got a cream ale. This just showed up. I'm probably going to order this. Their Collusion Double IPA. Their Fröhlich German Pilsner. I did have this. I did not review it, I don't believe. I think I missed out on reviewing it the last time I had. Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. Their Apres Cream Ale in the pack. The Flannery, which I reviewed earlier. Their Dusk Schwarzbier, which is excellent. The Dreadnot, which we're doing right now. The Pazza Pranzo Italian Pilsner is fucking excellent if you love Pilsners. They got a Helles Lager. I haven't had that yet. Their Airily Irish Stout. I haven't had that. I think that's going to be in my next buy. And the Saltwater Cowboy Goza, I haven't tried that. I am probably going to order that too. Their Decorum Lager, if you want a super light lager, 2.9%, I believe it is. Yeah, 2.9%. And you can get that in like, I think 24 packs as well. They have a Rose Hip and Lychee Sour. Buddha's Berliner Weiss, Buddha's Hand Berliner Weiss. I haven't had that yet. That's another one I need to pick up. And the Decorum in 12 or 24 packs. Water Lily Belgian Wit Beer. 24 packs of the Berliner Weiss. The Lila Rum Barrel Aged Imperial Porter. Okay, I was not super impressed with that. That's one I was not super impressed with. I thought it was just like, okay. Their Urza Saison. Their Peppy Pink Peppercorn and Rose Hip Saison version 2. Okay. Intertidal Bravo West Coast. That's an excellent little West Coast IPA. Red Dragon Fruit Sour or Red Dragon Fruit Beer, whatever it is. And then here's like their more normal ones that you can get in the stores here in Nova Scotia. So their Deception Bay IPA, their Hippie Dippy Pale Ale, their North Shore Lagered Ale, their Gintney Dry Hop Sour, which is pretty damn good. Butcher Block Red Ale, which is a favorite of mine. Their Nelson's Park American Pale Ale, which uses Nelson Sauvon. Square One Saison, haven't tried that. Skiff Grisette. Okay, that was another one I wasn't too big on just because it's like a Grisette's kind of there's not much to it. And it's a very, very light, kind of tasteless beer for the most part, honestly. And their Giantess Barley Wine. I should grab that as well at some point. Yeah. So, yeah, there's still some stuff I haven't grabbed that's like mainstays on their page or whatever. But, yeah. All right. So we've went long enough, I think. Just to reiterate, the Dreadnot India Black Ale, or India Pale Ale, Black India Pale Ale, Cascadian Ale, however you want to say it. Double 9.5s for style and personal preference. And Lee says, no, not long enough. I mean, you already knew that about me. Keep going. You've never told me to do that. You've always been satisfied with the time I've taken. From what I recall, anyway. But, yeah. I'm going to say goodbye now. I'm going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now Lady Lee has to go back to her real life.